Yo, I owe y'all an apology. I owe y'all an apology, so I'm going to give it to you. I apologize for voting for President Biden. I voted blue my whole life, and I kept that trend going up until Trump became the 47th president of the country. I thought I was voting my interests, but I was just voting blindly with everybody else in my city. For everybody else who I thought looked like me was going to vote. I voted for Biden, and now he is screwing this entire country. He's on his way out. And usually I'm on the side of senior citizens. I usually allow senior citizens the room to be able to say whatever they want to say, do whatever they want to do, because they've lived so long that I think that they've earned that. But this guy has completely screwed our nation, bro. Have y'all heard what he's doing? He just now, I'm gonna be quiet. I'm gonna play this video first. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button. That's the only price of admission for our live streams. We're also going to talk about Pete Hegseth just for a moment, because he's getting right through the coals right now, but they have to do this. They have to do it in order for him to get the job that he's up for. But we're going to talk about this new information that came out. And I know I'm usually late to the party. It's probably not that new. But Biden, man, I promise you, people have lost their entire homes, everything. And we're not even talking about the victims of Hurricane Helene. We're not even talking about that. Or the other victims of the other hurricanes. We're talking about the LA wildfires and what he just now did, poking his chest out, thinking he's doing such a remarkable job. Man, I'm not even going to get into it right now. Y'all hit the like button. Let's go and jump into it, man. This is absolutely insane, bro. I cannot believe this guy. And then he's going to tell an utter lie about when he got into office, how the rate of illegal immigration went down a whole lot. Not only did he say that it went down a whole lot, but he said I had a plan in place for it to go down even more, and Trump got in the way of it. We already know what that's about. Hit the like button, guys. Let's get into it.
And I want to be clear. We're not waiting until those fires are over to start helping the victims. We're getting them help right now, as you all know. People impacted by these fires are going to receive one-time payment of $770, one-time payment, so they can quickly purchase things like water, baby formula, and prescriptions. So far, nearly 6,000 survivors have registered to do just that, and $5.1 million has gone out. And I want to be clear, we're not waiting until those fires are over to start helping the victims. We're getting them help right now, as you all know. People impacted by these fires are going to receive one-time payment of $770, one-time payment, so they can quickly purchase things like water, baby formula, and prescriptions. So far, nearly 6,000 survivors have registered to do just that, and $5.1 million has gone out.
They keep on putting numbers in front of us just so they can try to confuse people who voted for him or who still support him, rather. The same people who rushed out there to vote for Kamala. We're giving $770 per victim. Is this per victim or per household? Is this per taxpayer? How is this broken down? So far, they got 6,000 people that reached out and they applied. So they paid out $5.1 million. I'm not going to do the math right now. It may come up to that. It may not. But we'll go ahead and fall back on that for a minute. But he's giving $770 per LA wildfire victim, right? For them to buy water and whatever they may need, right? What are they doing to make sure that these people have a roof over their head? Are they putting them up in shelters? Do they have shelters to put them in? Are they putting them up in hotels? Do they have hotels to put them in? Who's paying for these things? Are they putting them up in fire departments? Are they putting them up in warehouses? Where are they putting these people? Or do they expect for them to just take this $770 and stretch it as far as they possibly can? This guy, I promise you, I did not see this when he was running alongside of Obama and I voted for Obama. I did not see this when he was a senator because I wasn't paying attention. This is why we need to pay more attention to what goes on in our government, because this dude is, and then whenever he want to send a $10 billion check, $50 billion check to Ukraine, he sends it quickly. He don't say, well, their country is being blown up by Russia, so I'm gonna send $700 per victim to Ukraine. No, he is sending their entire government billions of dollars at a time and making sure that they are squared away. To the point, he's making sure they're so squared away that this just now came out from a Telegram feed. I don't know if y'all seen this already, but this just now came out from a Telegram feed. 8 mansions of Ukrainian generals burned down during fires in Los Angeles. Wildfires in Los Angeles destroyed 8 mansions owned by high-ranking Ukrainian servicemen. This was reported by the Military Observer Telegram channel. It is specified that the total amount of damage amounted to $90 million. $90 million. How big are these damn houses for 8 homes to equate to $90 million? Now follow this part right here. According to the channel, the burnt down mansions were purchased with money allocated to Ukraine by Western countries after the start of the special operation. The fires that have engulfed Los Angeles have already destroyed a gang of their stuff, and they probably get $770 too. This is our president. Not only we are rebuilding American citizens, he said in the beginning, I'm gonna show y'all this right here. This is nuts. Watch what he says after this thing went through the first time. He said that he was going to cover costs 100%. 100% of the costs. 100% of the costs ain't $770. Okay, all right. Check this out, man. Y'all let me know what y'all want to do.
The federal government will cover 100%.
I got to hear this, because this is him saying that he's going to cover 100% of the costs of all of the things that happened in Los Angeles just now. If you have not hit that like button, please do so. That's the only price of admission for our live streams. Also, I want to say thank you, Maryland's Artistry, for the super chat. Let me see. The senator that grilled him most weren't even born in the U.S. All right, we're gonna definitely get to that. We're gonna get to that part, because we about to talk about Pete Hegseth just for a moment, just a couple of points. All right, let's check this out, man. This is absolutely nuts. What is going on with Biden, bro? I don't know.
And this morning, due to the magnitude of the disaster, I was talking with the governor, and he requested if I could increase the federal funding. So today I'm announcing that the federal government will cover 100% of the cost. It's going to pay for things like debris and hazard material removal, temporary shelters, first responders' salaries, and all necessary measures to protect life and property.
I want to know the answers. So I'm the governor of California. I want to know the answer. I've got that question. I can't tell you about how many people, what happened with the White House within literally 36 hours to get 100% reimbursement for folks out here. We've been working concurrently in all of these areas. We're doing executive orders as I speak as it relates to recovery and land use.
People impacted by these fires are going to receive one-time payment of $770, one-time payment, so they can quickly purchase things like water, baby formula, and prescriptions. So far, nearly 6,000 survivors have registered to do just that, and $5.1 million has gone out.
Nearly 6,000 people have registered for their $770, and Leisha Stinson did the math, and that's $4.6 million. $4.6 million. He says 5.1 million has gone out already. Now I'm not trying to call him a liar with the numbers, but I just want us to cover something. First, Biden says that he will cover 100% of the damage. You can't possibly do that. Why would you even offer to do that? You can't possibly cover 100% of the damage of over 300 homes that were burnt out. Some of those homes were $20 million. Some of those homes were $30 million mansions. Some of those homes was $10 million dollar mansions. You can't cover 100% of the items that were inside of those homes. And this is not only the furniture, all right? This is family heirlooms. This is people personal information like their birth certificates, social securities, their pictures. Like, bruh, I hate to say this about our president because he's still our president until Donald J. Trump takes over. Our president is full of sugar, honey, iced tea, 1,000%. And then we have Gavin Newsom, who the Democrats supported 1,000,000%. And this dude says we're creating executive order after executive order trying to take care of things, right? Where the fuck was those executive orders before this catastrophe happened? Excuse my French. Respectfully, where was these executive orders when you knew that this will happen, that your land, that your state that you're the governor for has all the potential in the world of burning down? Where was the executive orders then? More than 16 people have died from this. And now he's talking about executive orders. After the fact, we're putting all these executive orders in the way so we can get things done. I'm trying to get things done, and I'm waiting for them now. Now he want to act like he's waiting for other people to sign off on checks to get things done. Nah, nigga, that's not how things work. You're the governor. You're supposed to be on top of this. You're the governor. You knew that they were giving away money. You knew that they was draining the reservoir that could have squared away a lot of this. You wasn't taking preemptive measures. And now you want to act like you're so concerned because that pressure is on your neck. You can't possibly consider running for president in 2028 with this on your watch. But you know how foolish the Democrats are? They're going to ignore all of this. They're not going to hold him accountable. He's not going to be held responsible for any of this. And when it's time for him to run, they're going to act like it didn't even happen. They're going to blame everything on climate change like they're trying to do right now. We just now saw a couple of people on Piers Morgan in my last live stream, and that's the only reason why I covered it. A couple of people on Piers Morgan in my last live stream, Mark Lamar Hill and a gentleman by the name of Michael something. I don't know what his last name was, but he's currently a resident of LA. He's been there his entire life. He works there and all that other stuff. And I don't know what office he has or what he does for a living, but apparently he's important enough to be on Piers Morgan. They are already blaming a lot of this on climate change. And not the people who can control what climate change has proven it can do. Climate change has proven that a gust of wind on a whole bunch of dry land in California could cause fires. But the people that are hired and voted into office and are paid 300, 400, 700 millions of dollars, 700,000 millions of dollars per year to get in front of this in order to protect the residents did not do what they were paid to do. And they still aren't. Because you have Democrats that are still giving them a pass and saying it's because of climate change. It's not because of climate change only. Joe Rogan actually says something about this. I'm gonna find that clip where Joe Rogan says, hold on one second. I'm gonna find it. Hold on 1 second. Okay. Because Joe Rogan was having a conversation about these wildfires, and he was having this conversation back on July 19th, 2024, right? And he was talking about the potential of these fires happening. Not only if you look at the past and you're just taking notes, but if you know what your state has the potential of going through, you want to do whatever you possibly can to make sure you have funds and resources available, that you have the firemen available, fire engines available, the water available. You want to have all of the systems available to take care of these things. Not only that, but before these catastrophes even happen, you want to run your own tests first. You want to create fires so that you can put them out as fast as possible. You want to take down notes and see what happened that worked for you and what failed. Take it seriously. That's all people want. I live as far away from Cali as I'm not physically impacted by what's going on in California. But that don't mean I don't care. There are fellow Americans there who are losing their homes and losing their lives, man. This is very difficult on them. Not only that, but Biden did not do a great job as president. So this economy does not really work to their benefit. So if they're already in the rears of making money, and then everything that they own is just wiped from under them, how are they going to get back on their feet? Definitely not from $770. This is nuts. This is absolutely nuts. This right here came from Joe Rogan. And I want to show this to you guys. And I think this clip is short enough to play because Joe Rogan has been not striking people, but shutting down people's live streams. But I'm going to show this to you all. Y'all feel free to go ahead and comment, man, and hit the like button if you haven't already so other people know what we're doing. I do realize a lot of people are looking at the Pete Hegseth thing and other commentary going on, but I just want as many people here because I'm being selfish. I'm a selfish content creator. I would much rather you look at my stuff than other people's stuff. Okay. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this, man.
I talked to a fireman once. This is one of the reasons it freaked me out. And he was telling me, he goes, dude, one day, he goes, it's just going to be the right wind and fire is going to start in the right place and it's going to burn through LA all the way to the ocean. And there's not a fucking thing we can do about it. I go, really? He goes, yeah, we just get lucky. He goes, we get lucky with the wind. He goes, but if the wind hits the wrong way, it's just going to burn straight through LA and there's not going to be a thing we can do about it. Because these fires are so big, dude. When they're talking about like thousands of acres that are burning simultaneously with like 40-mile-an-hour winds, and the wind's just blowing embers through the air, and those embers are landing on roofs, and those houses are going up, and they're landing on bushes, and those bushes are going up, and everything's dry. And once it happens in a way where it's so spread out that there's nothing they can do. There's nothing they can do.
You just have to evacuate, right?
Nothing they can do. I talked to a fireman once.
Now, I do realize by playing this, like anybody who's trying to protect Gavin Newsom, who's trying to protect Karen Bash, I think that's her name, Karen Bash, the mayor, that might be her name, might see this and say, see, there's nothing we can do. You can't stop God from doing what he do. Like, so we might as well just save our water and save our resources for the next time. Here's the thing, man. Those people were hired to get in front of this, to try to hold it back as much as they possibly can so people can save their property, so people's lives could be saved, so their cars can be saved. Give them enough time so they can get out of Dodge. Unfortunately, that did not happen. Yes, a fireman says, yo, if you look at the science of it all, if it happens and it's perfect timing, perfect gust of wind, perfect time of the year. If it's a drought, super dry, this can happen. Shouldn't Gavin Newsom and his entire crew shouldn't they have been having those conversations with this fireman? Shouldn't they? Shouldn't they have been preparing for these catastrophes, man? Because every time I hear from Gavin, he just seemed like I'm the cool government guy that everybody's cool with, you know? And yeah, it's still homelessness. I ain't got to clean it up. I can just be cool. Yeah, the economy here in California is trash and everyone's moving out, going to Texas or wherever they can possibly go so they can still have the same weather, but not the same issues. People are moving out and going to Florida and they going to other places. But it's not because of me, baby. It's just because of the change of times. This dude was just way too cool about his job and he wasn't getting in front of it. And now he's alleging that it's all about the executive orders, that he's on top of it. Why should anybody believe that he's on top of it? Why? This dude is busy running game on people, making friends in high places, and trying to position himself for the next level in office. The next level. Y'all already saw. People have already been mentioning his name for a viable candidate for potential Democrat president. And that rhetoric won't stop. Those conversations are not going to stop because people are foolish. A lot of people will probably use this Joe Rogan video to help Gavin Newsom move forward. Like, see, I knew we couldn't do anything about it. Nah, man, playing helpless that's not a I don't know. That's not something I want to see in my leaders. Acting like you couldn't do anything about it. That's not anything I want to see in my leader. That's not anything that I will vote for. Acting like I can't do anything about it. Isn't that what Biden did in this last video? When Biden was talking about how illegal immigration could have been fixed if it weren't for Trump and all the power that he had, because Trump is so powerful. And he got in front of the greatest bill that we ever came up with that would have fixed all of that. No, Biden, you all try to sneak even more funding for Ukraine, even inside of the border bill. It was more funding in the border bill for Ukraine than it was for the border. Why wouldn't Trump get in front of it? Why wouldn't he tell his people that, nah, that's way too much pork, bro? Like, fall back. Nah, we're not doing that. And if they really wanted to fix the issue, they got all of the material to finish the wall that I started talking about. They could have not done away with my executive orders to keep the numbers down as low as possible. But no, they had to rip everything up on day one just to laugh in Trump's face and say, aha, you couldn't build the wall that you claimed you was going to build, and you're never going to build it. We're going to make sure it never gets built. And this is a sanctuary country. We want as many people over here as possible. So we're going to solder open these daggone gates. Nobody better not close them. Even if Texas state government wanted to protect and close their borders, and they got threatened by the federal government to do so. They got threatened. They said, y'all better not. We already spoken. That border belongs to us as a nation, and we want as many people to come over here as possible. Back away, fall back. Those are our new voters. Leave them alone. And we're going to put some money in their pockets. Not one time $770, but we're going to put monthly allotments in their pockets. $1,300 per month for everyone that comes over. This is what they were doing. This is how they are slapping American citizens in the face on a daily basis. And they aren't even hiding their hand. Just blatant disrespect. 1000% blatant disregard for the American citizen. So why wouldn't they expect for myself and other Democrats before to start questioning them in their leadership? We still have the same concerns that we had before, but our eyes are open now. We're realizing that they have been taking advantage of us, just doing whatever the hell they want to do and lying while doing so. And then here's the other part. They continue to call Trump a liar. Every time he says something, he's lying, he's lying, he's lying, he's lying. And I didn't realize until I started paying attention that they were doing, that was nothing but projection. They were calling him a liar because that's what they were doing a lot of. Okay, I'm doing too much talking. Let me show y'all this right here, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button if you haven't already. And I do appreciate you guys pulling up because y'all are absolutely dope. Y'all are absolutely dope. Let me go ahead and close this joint down. This is not the one that I wanted to show y'all. All right. And we will talk about Pete Hegseth in a moment, man. But check out what your boy Joe Biden said, man. God daggone lie, man. This dude's a daggone. I cannot believe it. How did I not know that this dude been lying all this time?
Look, let's get something in mind about the border. When I became president, the numbers came way down, number one. Number two, we had a circumstance where I pushed very hard for bipartisan agreement to put more people on the border, more Secret Service agents. And guess what?
Did he say he put Secret Service agents on the border? Wait a minute. Hold up. Hold up. He put Secret Service agents on the border.
He's on the phone saying, don't do it. Don't do it. Make me look bad. Look, let's get something in mind about the border. When I became president, the numbers came way down, number one. Number two.
When he became president, the numbers came way down. Why is he still saying this when he knows it's not true? Why is he still doing this, man? Why is he allowed to do it? And then he said he put Secret Service agents on the border. This nigga, man, I promise you, and I apologize. I still use the N-word. I'm a little ignorant. Pray for me. Pray for me. All right? Pray for me. This is absolutely nuts, man. It's absolutely nuts. And here's Karen Bass right now. I thought this video was awesome. I wanted to share with you guys.
Give me a cold pop.
I wanted to share this with you.
Well, I woke up to go get me a cold pop. And then I thought somebody was barbecuing. I said, oh, Lord Jesus, it's a fire. Then I ran out. I didn't grab no shoes or nothing, Jesus. I ran for my life. And then the smoke got me. I got bronchitis. Ain't nobody got time for that.
All right, Pete Hegseth. Okay, Pete Hegseth. Let's get into Pete Hegseth. Okay. So Pete Hegseth, they're trying to call him out for being a freak. All right. But the way that that the hypocrisy was called out was absolutely brilliant. I'm going to show y'all that. All right. Check this out, man. Thank you so much, Maryland. Maryland's Artistry. Y'all go ahead and purchase some art from Maryland's Artistry. She's and I want you to put out as much as you possibly can. All right. Thank you so much, John. All right. So check this out. So the gentleman tries to point out that Pete Hegseth, apparently, while he was married to his second wife, he was cheating on her with his third wife, and she was pregnant, and he's a lover boy. All right. So they point out stuff like this to try to bring your character into question. when you're about to take higher office. They've done this to everybody you can think of. This is called politics. And I don't want you guys ignoring this. And I don't want you ignoring it. I want you to take it in, pause. But if you want to roll with it, feel free, completely up to you. But if it's true, it's true. And it's things that myself and other people did not know. But right after this video, I'm going to show y'all a perfect example of how hypocrisy is called out. It's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant, man. Hit the like button.
Charges.
Well,
It was fully investigated, and I was completely cleared. And I am so grateful for the marriage I have to this amazing woman behind me.
You've admitted that you had sex at that hotel in October 2017. You said it was consensual, isn't that correct?
Anything,
You've admitted that it was consensual, and you were still married, and you just had a child by another woman.
again,
How do you explain your
completely
judgment?
false charges against me,
You
fully investigated, and I was
you-
completely clear.
You have admitted that you had sex while you were married to wife 2 after you just had fathered a child by wife 3. You've admitted that. Now, if it had been a sexual assault, that would be disqualifying to be Secretary of Defense, wouldn't it?
It was a false claim then and a false claim now.
If it had been a sexual assault, that would be disqualifying to be Secretary of Defense, wouldn't it?
That was a false claim.
So
Just
you
talking
can't,
about a hypothetical.
so you can't tell me whether someone who has committed a sexual assault is disqualified from being Secretary of Defense?
Senator, I know in my instance, and I'm talking about my instance only, it was a false claim.
But you acknowledge
And
you
it was
cheat, but
fully
you acknowledge that you cheated on your wife and that you cheated on the woman by whom you had just fathered a child. You have admitted that.
I will allow your words to speak for themselves.
You're not retracting that today. That's good. I assume that.
Here's the thing. All right, so I just want to point this out. And I think this is important to talk about. I think it's extremely important to talk about. All right, y'all ready? And y'all might not want to hear about this, but I have to. Nobody else is going to talk about this angle right here. This brother by the name of Mr. King is lecturing Pete Hegseth on his infidelities. You guys may not want to hear this, but this is true. He's upset that he don't look like Pete. If he looked like Pete and he had the options that Pete has, being that this brother was in the military, taking care of himself, this dude's a hero out there fighting, beating people ass, and got the ladies looking at him, gotten guys wanting to be like him. These things happen. And you make mistakes if you're not strong enough to get around that. Mr. King never had those issues because nobody's just going to look at Mr. King and be like, oh, you so fine. I want to drink your bath water. You know what I mean? So you're going to have people who are haters, who don't have the qualities that you have, try to bring you down a notch so that you can play on their level. It is what it is. Also, you need to know this. What's done in the dark comes to the light, unfortunately. And I say unfortunately because some of y'all good people out there, some of y'all darkest days have been stored away and buried and will never come up because you were smart enough not to talk about it, and whoever you committed the sins with, they didn't talk about it to anybody either. So you don't have to look left and right because ain't nobody paying attention. But if you look up, that one knows. Just know that. If you look up, he knows what you daggone did with your little dirty self. But a lot of times, people that don't have that sway, don't have that swag, don't have that gift of gab that you have, if they know your dirt, they're going to try to put it out there as much as possible. This dude is about to be sworn in. He already got the job. Why are we talking about who I impregnated and who I cheated on? If this is about me and you're approaching me with good conscience, why are you trying to destroy my wife and my wife's life? Like, this was so important that you wanted to talk about, and you see my wife sitting behind me. You don't think she already knows about this? Why do you want to make her life bad? You don't give a damn about that. You're just looking at trying to destroy the opposition. And you also realize that when you look in the mirror, you don't see what you're seeing when you look at me. And that hurts you. That makes you feel some type of way, little guy. And that's unfortunate. That's so unfortunate. When they stand next to each other, he's probably looking them up and down, just hating on him. I hate the way he wear that suit. I hate the way that other ladies are looking at him. Why they got to look at him like that? I could be handsome too. No. You can't, because that's not something that God blessed you with. God blessed you with other gifts. Use that. Y'all do realize that's something that they try to do to Trump. That's something that they try to do to Trump. They knew that he was a lover boy. They knew that he was this millionaire. They knew that he had the gift of gab. They knew that he had friends everywhere. But they still try to act like he had to take things from women that would not give it to him. They knew that was far from the truth. Now, you do have rich people, rich and wealthy people who do that all the time. They do it for sport. That's why Diddy is in the position that he's in. You know what I mean? Diddy's a nice looking brother. Got all the money in the world. All the friends in the world. Gorgeous women want to be next to him, want to be with him. But that didn't get him off. What got him off was being able to dominate and take advantage and make people feel small, make people feel less than, destroy people from the inside out, whether they were man or female. That turned him on. But he also used every single drug you could think about. He was in that life. But you have Trump. That dude ain't smoke. He ain't drink. He was making all these billions. He was too good to be true. We got to go way back to locker room days. He said, what in the locker room? Girls want it so bad, sometimes you can just grab them by the coochie cat. Sometimes you just grab them by the vagina. Yeah, me being the Don, man, everybody wanted to be with me. I could just grab them by the vagina if I wanted to. We got to use that. Did you hear what he said? How can you possibly vote for a man that wants to grab all women by the vagina? He never said that he wants to grab all women by the vagina. Now you got these goofy looking women out there talking about, I would never vote for somebody who wants to grab me by the vagina. And Trump looking at them like, I would never grab you by the vagina. And he was straight up telling people, like, why would I even do that to her? That's not even my style. That's not my style. You seen my wives. All of my wives are models. All of my wives are top tier. Not that we're here to compare anybody. I'm just saying, people who don't have what you have, they're going to always try to break you down by judging you and making these stories up so that they can bring you down to size. It did not work for Trump. It did work one time. That lady, what's her name, Jean Carroll? He was like, come on, bro, really? Yeah, I really think I did that with her. Like, come on, bro. Seriously? Wow. Wow, really? That's how we doing. That's how we going now? So, Mr. King, when he was going at Pete Hegseth, this dude was actually going at every single jock that got the girls before him, all of the cute and funny guys in class that got the attention before him. That's who he was going after. He was like, come on, your wife is right there, but we're going to try to embarrass you as much as possible because that's all we got. Bro, what the hell does that got to do with the job that I am going to be doing in a little bit once you're done talking, little guy? I'm sorry. Sometimes that's how it works. That's how it works. So now let's have the hypocrisy called out. Watch this. I thought this was absolutely brilliant. Brilliant. What's my man name? Hold on. What's the name? The senator from Virginia starts bringing up the fact that what if you showed up drunk to... Now listen to this right here. He's going to call out all of the other senators and make them feel extremely uncomfortable for trying to make Pete feel extremely uncomfortable. Check this out, man. This is nuts. This is absolutely nuts. Hit the like button if you haven't already.
Senator Kane, or I guess I better use the senator from Virginia, starts bringing up the fact that what if you showed up drunk to your job? How many senators have showed up drunk to vote at night? Have any of you guys asked them to step down and resign from their job?
Did y'all hear Did y'all hear all the people laughing? When he asked how many senators showed up drunk to vote late at night, people started laughing. And the gentleman beside was like, oh, I know a few, but I ain't gonna say nothing. And the only reason why he brought it up is because he know, like, they be in there trying to daggone filibuster. And he's like, oh man, I can smell it off your skin, bro. You had a couple before you came up in here, didn't you? So check this out, bro. It's not done. It's not done. It's not done. Hit the like button, man.
Or I guess I better use the senator from Virginia, starts bringing up the fact that what if you showed up drunk to your job? How many senators have showed up drunk to vote at night? Have any of you guys asked them to step down and resign from their job? And don't tell me you haven't seen it, because I know you have. And then how many senators do you know have got a divorce before cheating on their wives? Did you ask them to step down? No, but it's for show. You guys make sure you make a big show and point out the hypocrisy because the man's made a mistake. And you want to sit there and say that he's not qualified? Give me a joke. I mean, it is so ridiculous that you guys hold yourself as this higher standard and you forget you got a big plank in your eye. We've all made mistakes. Senator Kane, or I guess I better use the senator from Virginia, starts bringing up the fact that what if you showed up drunk to your job? How many senators have showed up drunk to vote at night? Have any of you guys asked them to step down and resign from their job? And don't tell me you haven't seen it, because I know you have. And then how many senators do you know have got a divorce before cheating on their wives? Did you ask them to step down? No, but it's for show. You guys make sure you make a big show and point out the hypocrisy because the man's made a mistake. And you want to sit there and say that he's not qualified? Give me a joke. I mean, it is so ridiculous that you guys hold yourself as this higher standard and you forget you got a big plank in your eye. We've all made mistakes. Senator Kane, or I guess
I had to play that for y'all, man, because I thought that was extremely important, man. I think that's extremely important. There's a scripture, Matthew 7:3-5, that I want to show you guys. I got to show this to you. I have to show this to you. I think it's important for this because he just now mentioned it. He mentioned it. He says, how in the world can you try to put this man on Front Street when all of you got a big old plank in your own eye? All of you, whenever you point at one person and point out their sins, it's like 2 or 3 fingers pointing back at you that could point out yours. Matthew 7:3-5. It says, and I quote, why do you look at the speck of sawdust in your brother's eye and pay no attention to the plank in your own eye? The speck of sawdust in your brother's eye, but you got a whole big old piece of wood in your own eye. How can you say to your brother, let me take the speck out of your eye, when all the time there is a plank in your own eye? You hypocrite. First take the plank out of your own eye, and then you will see clearly to remove the speck from your brother's eye. Feel free to go check that out if you get some time. That's Matthew 7:3-5. And anybody that know about my content, I talk about the Lord a lot on this channel because I put God, family, and country before anything. All right? God and family first. I put God and family before anything, Jack. And y'all know that. But I thought that was brilliant the way that he pointed them out, just to let them know. Now, although this is our job, this is what we do. And I see that my brother, somebody said, I don't know who you are, Postovik Slith. I can't say your name. And I do realize I do talk too much. A lot of people who are here, they also realize that I talk too much. I am going to talk too much. That's what I do. That's what you're supposed to do when you have a podcast, when you're a content creator. You got to know how to talk. You got to know how to speak ad nauseum. All right? That's something that I do. But I wanted to point that out because politics is a dirty game. And whenever you decide to put your hat in the ring to run for anything, the same way people are looking at your accolades, they're going to be looking at things that they can use against you. All right. So just make sure that you are strong enough to deal with that your house don't come crumbling down, because they will find the dark things that you're trying to hide. All right. They most certainly will. You think that you've hidden them away as best as you possibly can, but they will find it to put it out there on Front Street. That don't mean it's going to prevent you from getting a job, but it will be on the real in people's minds once it's out there. Okay? Because there have been many people, even Joe Biden. Joe Biden has said some nasty, completely racist things over the years. He has done some nasty things over the years. But guess what? He still was voted in as president, allegedly. They made it work. They hid some things. They threatened some people. They made sure that his family's business wasn't put out there by content creators to make the issue a little bigger so that people wouldn't be able to go to the voting booth with everything, all of the truth on their mind before they hit that lever. Okay? Before they hit that button, before they selected the person that they wanted to vote. That they wanted to be president. And also, they had some extra measures in the back. Like I don't care what you say, and this may get me in trouble, and I apologize to YouTube ahead of time, but I do have to say this. Joe Biden did not get 81 million votes. It's no way in hell that anybody can convince me that Joe Biden got 81 million votes. Period. He did not. I don't even think he crossed 75. I don't even think he crossed 75. I think 81 was the number because Trump ended up getting 77 that year. He ended up getting 77. Extremely impressive, especially since everybody was trying to go against him so he not become the president again. They were already kicking him off of Facebook. They kicked him off of Twitter. They was making sure that he didn't put his word out there to people. He started Truth Social and try to do things from a grassroots style, but they still try to shut that up. They put out whatever lies they could possibly put out. They try to connect them to other countries and say that he was working with them in order to take down Biden and his family. And we just now finding out while Biden is leaving that everything that Trump was saying was the absolute truth. That these three-letter agencies were in fact against him. They were in cahoots the entire time. But nobody's still going to hold him accountable. They're just going to put their head down and act like they never even heard anything. They're going to act like what Trump said was not true. It's crazy. You can even talk to somebody who is a crazy Kamala supporter, and they will still tell you that the truths that have been proven to show that Trump knew what he was talking about are still lies, and they don't care. They don't want to hear it. And then they would judge you for being racist, for supporting him. You know the most racist thing that they tried to say he said? The most racist thing they tried to say he said was, there are good people on both sides. There are good people on both sides. Then they try to say his parents wouldn't allow black people to stay in a hotel. Then they tried to say he had a big part in the Carter Five, those young men being arrested. This dude did not. The whole Democrat Party was against the Carter Five at that time. The FBI, completely against them. The newspapers, Washington Post, all of them were against them. And all he did was say, wow, from the research and the information that people have done and put out, I guess it's true. We need to do what we got to do to take these young men down. If they did this the way that you guys are saying they did this, then they deserve the justice that should come to them. And then as soon as they found out that Trump was, not only was he a Democrat, but everybody else that was pushing that the Carter Five be taken down were also Democrats, we can't talk about it no more, because it doesn't only work against him. It also works against people that we rock with right now. These are a bunch of daggone hypocrites, and Biden is trying to burn up the place on his way out the door. He's definitely trying to burn up the place on the way out the door. I want y'all to see something that that Trump posted that I think is absolutely dope. It has to do with the IRS. Check this out, man. This is dope. I don't know if you've seen it yet, but this right here is going viral because he's talking about, rather there being an internal revenue service, he's starting an external revenue service. And what's wild is the Democrats even got an issue with this. How dare you try to charge other companies tariffs? How dare you try to lift the price for them to do business with us? We're going to lose business with these other countries. We're not going to be able to survive. They do not believe in this country, bro. How can you look at that and say that we can't survive without these other countries? That's literally how someone would sound if they don't believe in the nation that we currently have. If they don't believe in the power of the United States, they think that we can only do well if we're locked in with other nations, if we're constantly giving them billions and billions and billions of dollars just to stay our damn friend. Check out what Trump said, man. This is absolute dope. He said, for far too long, we have relied on taxing our great people using the Internal Revenue Service, the IRS. Through soft and pathetically weak trade agreements, the American economy has delivered growth and prosperity to the world while taxing ourselves. It is time for that to change. I am today announcing that I will create the External Revenue Service to collect our tariffs, duties, and all revenue that come from foreign sources. We will begin charging those that make money off of us with trade, and they will start paying, finally, their fair share. January 20th, 2025 will be the birth date of the External Revenue Service. Make America great again. They hating on this brother so daggone bad, man. They don't want any fresh ideas. They don't want him to take back the Panama Canal. They don't understand what that means to us. With regard to security, with regard to the amount of money that we can save if we own that property again? Come on, bro. They don't get it. They don't care to know about it. They just automatically side with other nations because that's what they put first before anything. If I'm lying, please correct me in the comments. I don't mind being corrected, gang. I don't mind being corrected. Thank you so much for the super chat, David. It says, Special Inspector General of Afghanistan Reconstruction found $10.9 million in U.S. taxpayer dollars was provided to the Taliban. Yet, we giving only $770 to Americans? Come on, bruh. We are fattening these people's pockets. We are protecting them. We are giving them weapons. We are leaving behind millions of dollars in weapons and millions of dollars in cash. And they still not held. Has Biden been held responsible yet for how we got out of Afghanistan? Has he said anything about that? Does people who support him and Kamala feel like that was an honorable way of doing things? How does that make us look, bro? Like, that's nuts. They doing parades and celebrating, wearing our gear, holding our weapons, riding in our vehicles, riding in our machines. They got stacks and stacks and stacks of American cash, all taken from us. We got servicemen and women that were left by. Come on, bro. Come on, man. You got to Google the hearing when Senator Mullen called out some economic dude in a hearing to fight. Whoa, it's hilarious and gold content. You know what? I think I remember that. I think they was about to wreck. They was about to throw down. Yeah, I think I remember that. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that, John. I appreciate you, bro. Mr. Jerry Hargett. Perverts, liars, adulterers on the dim side. Going back to JFK and Marilyn Monroe, Edward Kennedy, the cheater, and Clinton letting a girl smoke his cigar. And Hillary Clinton still got the dress to prove it. She brings it up as much as she possibly can. She brings that up as much as she possibly can. Thank you so much, Marla. Speak, Van. You always speak the truth. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. There's a bunch of people out there who say, I'm a liar. I am a liar. Van, you've been lying. Why you lie so daggone much? All right, before we get up out of here, I got one more video that I got to show you guys. I think it's absolutely hilarious. It's absolutely hilarious. It's on Donald Trump's Twitter page. Yeah, I think this joint is dope. It went super viral on X, and it should have. It went super viral on X. Biden is giving American citizens who are victims of the LA wildfires $770 a piece, and they want us to just shut up and be happy with it. Are you going to shut up and be happy with it? That's all I want to know. Just answer that in the comments. Okay, here we go. This joint is right here on the Donald Trump thing. Make sure you hit the like button if you haven't already.
Well, Mr. President.
For a second time. Barack, very nice to see you.
Congratulations. So how you doing?
I'm a lot better, Dad.
Yeah, I bet. Knew you'd win.
Oh, really? Well, come on. Anyone could beat her.
Kidding
She's
me?
just...
I was just as appalled. You know what happened? He just didn't want to leave.
I know.
Is what happened. I did what I could to help her. She was horrendous.
I know. You know what I realized? Hillary still hates me. So much. I know. She'll never forget me.
You know what I just realized? Hillary still hates me.
We should meet to discuss
I
it.
think so too. We can definitely set something up. Let me know whatever
Oh, we
works
got-
best for you.
I was going to fly back to Florida tomorrow for the Gulf.
Okay.
Yo, what the hell is wrong with Doug Emhoff, man? Why does he walk like that? He walk like he got a whole stick up his ass, bro. Like he's not supposed, like she said, when we walk out there, you better not look at anybody. I will watch the tapes. Dougie, I promise you, if you look at anybody, listen to me, First Lady. You was almost the first man. Shut up. If you look at anybody, I'm gonna whoop your ass. And he's like, look, You know I be slapping hoes. You heard what happened to my last girlfriend. I slapped the hell out of her. Don't be the second. Do not be the second. They used to call me Sweet Dick Willie. Oh, I'm sorry. That was your old boyfriend. The one that got you all these job opportunities, huh? You better act like you know who you talking to. Huh? Oh, you didn't want me to bring up Sweet Dick Willie? Yeah, I heard of him too. Okay, fine. Just shut up and walk straight. Don't say nothing. And then he just said, and he didn't say nothing. He just walked straight. Here we go.
Did you see that? She won't even look at me.
Really? I was told some of her people. Apparently, they said she fell off the wagon.
I think she actually may have. Sure. And also, she's not really built for this. That amount of pressure, if you're not built for it, we'll do it.
You know what? And I agree 1,000%. I don't think she's built for it. And I also don't understand why nobody spoke to her when she walked in. Nobody. How does nobody, like not Hillary, not Bill, not George, and George was off them edibles. He was him and what's her name, Laura Bush. They was high, baby. They was floating. They was feeling great. They was feeling good. They just popped the edible. And you know George was saving that extra edible for Michelle. But when Michelle didn't come, he gave it to his wife. And they just chilling. They like, woo, and they just smirking and setting up and looking goofy the whole time. But nobody spoke to Kamala whatsoever. I find that telling. I find that very telling. Like, nobody like y'all? Why? Why don't they like you? What can be unburdened by what has been. Yep, she got unburdened. We got unburdened by what has been, and it was almost her. Whew, we got unburdened by Kamala's punk ass. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. I am Van. We are all the LFR family. I really appreciate y'all pulling up. Our live streams are a little different than your other live streams you check out on a regular basis. This is more of a podcast style. That's what we're moving toward. And I want there to be some type of content on my channel that my children could be proud of when they go back and look at it years from today, okay? Where we talk about real issues and we actually give a damn about this country we're in and the world as a whole, okay? I appreciate all of my blues for pulling up. Y'all are absolutely phenomenal. Those are my moderators. If any of you guys in there want to mod with them and you're always here, you've been checking out the live streams more and you like what you see, just let one of my moderators know, and we will go from there so we can mod you up on the next one. And also everybody who participated in the chat respectfully with one another, because that's the community. I'm glad that you guys get to pull up and see your cyber friends and just have a good time with them inside this community. I appreciate that. And also for everybody who submitted a super chat, guys, whenever you go above and beyond and you dig in your pockets, I always appreciate that. But I'm gonna let you know this: the best way to show love to your favorite content creators is to watch their videos from beginning to end and to hit that like button. And if you're feeling extra generous, consider sharing the video by hitting the share button below the video, copying the link and sharing it on Reddit, Facebook groups, LinkedIn, X, wherever you want to share it. And make sure you tag the content creators so they can show you some love. And lastly, I want to say, for everyone who has bought me a coffee, thank you so much. If I haven't answered your message yet, I will soon. For everyone who has submitted a super thanks in the comment section, I plan on answering those today. And for everyone who has who's considering content creation and you want a bit of guidance and have checked out my course that I created inside of the descriptions, feel free to check it out, man. I think it's dope. We put a lot into it. I've had a lot of training. I've paid for a lot of coaching and whatnot and programs to learn social media a whole lot. And in my course, all I'm doing is brain dumping, using my own lived experiences and showing people how to do it and maintain it, because I do this full time now. That's all I do. For the last 2.5 years, I've been doing YouTube full time. All right. And God has been good to us. So I'm thoroughly appreciative. But if you purchase the course, then you automatically are, you get access to our private Facebook group and to our daily group calls. It's 3 to 5 days per week. 3 to 5 days per week, where myself and other content creators we're currently coaching will be in there. And you can join and ask any questions, and it will be in this form right now. Like in the same studio that I do my live streams is where I do my group calls. So you can pull up and ask me whatever you want, and we can introduce one another. We can talk and just get more acquainted. That's pretty much it. Love y'all, man. Continue to take care of yourselves. Continue to give God all praise, glory, and honor for the blessings that he bestowed upon you. And this is not about money or anything physical, it's about just the grace and mercy that God shows us on a daily basis. All right? The grace that we really don't deserve and the mercy that we actually do deserve. Because man, I won't get deep into that, but God is good. I'll see y'all on the next live stream, and thanks again, gang. Peace.